Good morning. What's up, my friends? Jason Woodland here, back again with Always the Journey TV, representing number 59. This is episode 59. Can you believe it? This thing has been flying by. So we started this on the YouTube channel in later 2020, and gosh, we've been having a great time talking to all these amazing people out here in the community. The whole objective of this, again, is to spotlight people in the community doing all kinds of cool things with their businesses, their jobs, their artwork, their music, their side hustles, their event spaces, and everything in between. So I sincerely appreciate you joining us. I do finally have a subscribe button somewhere. But anyway, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Throw us a thumbs up on the video if you like the content, and ask any questions. You feel free to do so. Anyway, today I'm really excited to introduce to you my good friend, Nicole Leader. She is a master esthetician. If you don't know what that is, we're going to be diving into that a lot further here in a few. She is in Salt Lake City, Utah. She has been an esthetician since 2012, and she started her journey in Fort Worth, Texas, and then moved to Salt Lake City in 2016. I love that she started out in Fort Worth because that's where my mom was originally from. As I've told the story, she used to be the spokeswoman and jingle singer on the commercials for Fort Worth National Bank. So that's really cool stuff. Anyway, after becoming an instructor and working in a local day spa, she decided mid-pandemic in 2020 to take the jump and open her own skincare studio, which is really awesome to take that kind of a risk right in the middle of everything going wild in the world. So definitely props to Nicole on that. Nicole has been the owner and master esthetician of Salt City Skincare since August of 2020. She enjoys doing relaxing and corrective facials, lash lifts, and transforming brows. So we're going to be diving into all those things to find out exactly what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce Nicole Leader. What's happening?
Hi.
So good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. So Nicole, I mean, you've got a lot of experience in this particular arena. So 2012, huh?
Yeah, so we're going on 10 years. It's
Wow.
been quite the journey.
That's why this is called Always the Journey. Oh, that's awesome. So tell us, what inspired you to get involved in this line of work all to begin with?
So, in high school, I was always someone that people would come to when I was in theater and the show choir, things like that, to do their makeup, to fix their brows. I was always performing of some sort. So it's like we had to have our face on type of thing. So I think that's kind of where it started. My best friend went to cosmetology school. I was still at a community college, and she was finally like, I think you'd be really good at being an esthetician. And at that time, I was in school trying to do nursing, like trying to get into like the prereqs of nursing and things like that. And I think I was just kind of burnt out. I knew I wanted to help people. But the longer I worked at a family practice, the more I was aware that when you're a nurse, you're working with sick people. They're not very happy. And it wasn't the environment I wanted to be in to help people. So I jumped into aesthetics, to aesthetic school. And that's how I decided I wanted to help people.
Nice. I love that. Tell us more about what does esthetician mean for the
So
people that are not familiar.
yeah, so an esthetician is basically a person, we go to school. We have, depending on your state, you have up to 750 up to 1,200 hours of schooling. And what we do is we specialize in skincare, and then of course we have other treatments and beauty things that we do, like lash extensions, waxing, chemical peels, things like that. But basically it's someone that has specialized in skincare and wants to help people maintain their skin or help transform their skin. Say you have acne, say you have hyperpigmentation issues, discoloration, things like that. It's someone that you can go to for expert advice and recommendations for your skincare.
Wow. Okay. So you said up to 1,200 hours in school to study this line of work. Is that right?
Yeah, so here in Utah, we to be a master esthetician, it's up to 1,200 hours. To just be a basic esthetician, if you know you want to specialize in like waxing or lash extension, something like that, you only need 600. I'm sure there's other states that have more than 1,200, but here in Utah, the master esthetician license is what the highest one you can get here, and that's for 1,200 hours.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So you do a lot of facials. Can you tell us a little bit more about? Okay. So I'll share my story really quick. So I had my very first facial. I mean, of course, I'd done a mask before, but that's not really a facial. So I went to see you, Nicole, the last Friday,
Yeah.
and had a facial done. And I mean, it's a multi. Well, I was going to say multi-layer, but it sort of is. I mean, you're putting all kinds of different things on. The thing that I did appreciate about you is that you explained each step. So you were like, okay, now I'm putting on this thing, and this is what this thing does.
Hmm.
And it was really a very soothing, very sort of easy process, and it was very soothing and relaxing. Can you tell us a little bit more about what some of those things do, or why someone would want to get a facial and the benefits thereof?
Yeah, so I think when you were in my studio, you used the word the facial was more robust than you thought it was going to be.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people are under the image, the thought that a facial is just someone washing your face. Like I used to have a friend in Texas is that I love you, but I'm not coming in to have you wash my face. And I'm like that, like that's fine, whatever. But it's so much more than that. The cool thing about facials is that you come in and we look and analyze your skin. So we're looking straight at your skin. You look at your face every day. You might notice like a spot here, a breakout here type of thing, but we're seeing things a little bit more in depth, things that we're trained to look for. We're trained to look for certain moles that might be cancerous. We want to be able to point those out for people to go see their dermatologist or doctor about. We see hyperpigmentation that we can treat in studio for. And it's basically just to make sure that your skin is the healthiest that it can be. It's definitely my facials are very pampering, very relaxing, but I think that you should be able to have that relaxing time while also getting corrective results driven skincare. So with a facial, you're always going to be cleansed the skin because we always want to start with a fresh canvas. So no makeup, no dirt, debris. We want to see how your skin reacts to cleansing. That helps us decide kind of, are you oily? Are you dry? We ask a ton of questions before the treatment. When you schedule an appointment with me, I send out a form that you fill out so I can get a little bit more detail before you're in. But then we can kind of see your skin just at like the base layer, just the top, see what's going on. And then we go a little bit deeper. So in the treatment room, we decide the style of exfoliation we want to do. Chemical, mechanical, there's many different products that we can use. First facial is always kind of like a basic facial to get to know your skin and get to know you, because we don't want to overwhelm you as the client, but we want to make sure that you're getting the results that you need. So exfoliation, extractions, and then I love doing facial massage, neck, décolleté massage. Depending on which one I go into the scalp massage. It's super relaxing. It's a dark room. I've got candles and lamps lit and really soothing music, and it's just a really good time.
Yeah, I'd say. And when I left, I actually felt like I should be on the set of Madonna's music video Vogue, right? I
You're
just,
like, oh, look at my face. Oh,
Yeah,
look.
that's right. I just felt so just like rejuvenated, I think is the best word.
Yeah.
And I think that's really great that you hit on the fact that this isn't, I mean, obviously it's definitely a very robust pampering experience, but it's not just about pampering yourself. It's really about uh, finding out, like, I mean, you're dehydrated, you're dehydrated. I mean,
Yeah.
most people, as you said, are dehydrated.
Yep.
And, I mean, over the last few weeks, I've just been on such a run that I haven't really had a chance to drink as much water as I wanted. And so since talking to you on the facial, I mean, yesterday I had more than a gallon of water just directly. And so I've been trying to be more focused on that. And so can you talk to us a little bit more about maybe the geographic location that we're in and the dehydration levels and what a facial can do to potentially help in that manner?
Yeah, so I'm from Texas, so it's definitely way more humid out there. So when I moved here, it's like I had to shift my brain because all of my clients started coming in and they're dehydrated. Some of them are straight up dry. There is a difference between dehydrated and dry. Like dehydrated is obviously missing water in the skin. Dry is missing oils in the skin. So we actually have to treat them completely different. So I see both of them up here. Of course, we have our random oily acne, things like that. But being in Utah, it's very drying, very dehydrating. And honestly, we drink a lot of water. Water's great for you. Our skin is the last thing to get water directly from your body. Your other organs are going to grab it before your skin does. So that's why it's important to be using the proper cleansers, proper moisturizers to make sure that the outside of your body is reflecting what's going on the inside.
Interesting. I mean, so just to elongate on that just a little bit, how much water do you as an esthetician recommend to your average Utahn to drink?
And you know what? It's so different for everybody. I have always gone off of an ounce per pound of body weight. So if you're 100 or half an ounce per pound of body weight. So if you're 100 pounds, you would drink 50 ounces of water type of thing. Me personally, I always have my giant hydro jug. It's a half gallon. I might hit a half gallon. I might almost hit a gallon a day. But I think mostly it's going to be like, if you're thirsty, drink water. Like, don't go for the sodas. Don't go for that because the sodas, the coffee, it all dehydrates you. I'm not saying don't drink it. I definitely drink the teas and the coffees, but you want to make sure that you're replenishing your body with water just so that your body is hydrated and it's going to show in your skin.
Yeah, that's interesting because, of course, the days we're in, everybody and their dog has got a drink, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like 1,000 kinds of coffees. There's thousands of Cokes and soft drinks. And I mean, there's a million drinks that you can get.
Oh,
And it's easy to get that and feel like you're fulfilling. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. It's just really fascinating
yeah.
because you get to see it in your business on a daily basis
Yeah.
on those decisions that people make and how detrimental it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So can you tell us about some of your services in particular? Like maybe tell us about 2 or 3 different things that you do, because really the objective here is for someone watching this, for someone to say, gosh, that sounds pretty amazing. I need to call Nicole and schedule. So tell us a little bit more about the services.
So obviously, I do facials. I have a 60, a 75, and a 90-minute facial. Salt City Elevated, and the Luxe. I would say the most popular one that I do is, I would say the Luxe is probably the most popular. It's the 90-minute facial. It includes all the regular steps of a facial, but then it has a lot of extra oomph to it. So I do a rosemary hot oil scalp treatment. I do warm towels on the feet and a foot massage. I do hand and arm massage. And of course, I do a little bit more of an extended facial neck and décolleté massage. So it's really a treat, but at the same time, you're still getting those results. You're still getting the corrective skincare that you came in for. I also do nano needling, micro needling, which is a whole nother story. They're advanced treatments for people that are really trying to zone in on their concerns, and then we just try to fix them. I also do lash lifts, brow waxing, body waxing in general. Um, yeah, it's a lot with the face for sure.
What exactly is a lash lift?
So what a lash lift is it's basically a perm for your lashes. So what we do is we put like a curling rod on the lash and we glue them up to the lash and then put perming solution on, not like for your hair. It's specifically specified for your face, your eyes. And what they do is that so ladies don't have to curl their lashes. They just automatically curl. We tint them normally. So then women can just get up and go. People can just get up and go. I've seen men get lash lifts as well. It just helps open the eyes, especially people that have lashes that point downwards. It really helps open them so that they just feel more done up on the regular daily basis without having to put much work into like makeup and things like that.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember seeing they're like a little scissor thing that has like a little thing, and that's what does that.
Thing, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never done that. Do you think I need a lash lift?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about my lashes, but maybe I need to get them curled up. Who
No,
knows?
I mean, if you're feeling good about it, that you stick with what you know.
Yeah, straight up. That's awesome. Okay, interesting. So lash lifts. I mean, so you've got a menu of all kinds of really amazing services. Now,
Mhm.
tell me, I mean, I came in for a facial, absolutely loved it. I would recommend it to anybody who's interested in having those things. But do you find that demographically speaking, do you think that it's predominantly women, or do you find that you have both men and women that are coming in for this kind of service? Is it? I mean, it's for everybody, obviously, and you work with everybody. But give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, if you have skin, you should have a facial, definitely. It's predominantly women for sure. I think women are just more open to that kind of thing. I think women are still afraid of aging. So that's a big thing that I feel like the esthetician community has kind of made a turn is it's okay to age. We're supposed to age. It's a matter of taking care of your skin while you're aging. And I think that men, I get like in the past 2 weeks, I've had 5 men in for facials, which is actually a lot because normally it's like 2 a month type of thing. For me personally, there might be other estheticians that get more men because that's maybe their target audience. But yeah, if you've got skin, I think that it's so important. Men can obviously benefit from a facial, but men relax so easily when they're getting it. Like they're a little tense when they come in for a facial, but I feel like they walk out feeling so relaxed and so rejuvenated because it's something that they're not used to doing. And then they're like, oh, that actually did really good. Like if it's not just like the skin benefits, it's for their mental benefit.
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. It's really sort of the perfect thing just to sort of cut out in the middle of the day,
Mm-hmm.
get that done, and then you feel rejuvenated to sort of move back into the world, but you feel fresh.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How often would you recommend someone, let's say both a properly hydrated person and a dehydrated person, how often would you recommend either one of them to come in?
I mean, it's not necessarily dependent on if you're hydrated. I think it's more along the lines of what we're trying to correct in the skin or if you're just in kind of like a maintenance phase. So I would say every 4 to 6 weeks is most of my clients come in every 4 to 6 weeks. It might just be their little their time for them. They've got lots of kids, they've got lots of things going on, so they come in for that time. They're super interested in skincare. I've got some people that come every 10 weeks. It really just depends. Now, if we're in the middle of trying to actually correct something with your skin, it's a little different. Sometimes I'll have someone come in weekly for a few weeks in a row and then skip a month and then come back type of thing. So it really just depends on our course of action of what we're doing with your skin.
Okay, cool. What particularly would you say is something that you're trying to correct that you'd need to see someone more often? What kind of skin condition or something does that look like?
Yeah, so I've got clients that have acne or hyperpigmentation. Hyperpigmentation is obviously excess of pigment in the skin. So you might find dark spots or age spots or what people call them, and they want to correct it. So chemical peels, them coming in for a chemical peel weekly or every other week for a few weeks in a row, it's called a series. So what we do are the series of correction treatments. And what that does is it helps the skin constantly be working so that it doesn't have time to reproduce the hyperpigmentation or the bacteria from the acne, helps bring down inflammation. There's a lot of things that go into it, but I would think those are the biggest reasons why I would have people come in back to back or a lot during in 1 month, more so than others, is just to kind of like jump start our treatments, and then they go back to the normal. It's not like that forever. But then they're every 4 to 8 weeks, and then in 3 months they come back and do another series type of thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, cool. So tell us a little bit more about your geographic location. So you're located over there in Midvale, almost right across the street from Hillcrest High School, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I'm located inside Nails on Ninth. It is a booth rent nail salon. And then they have a little esthetician room, and I found them and I've been loving it there. My room is super cozy, super comforting. I think I love going to work and being in that treatment room. I could sit in there all day. Nails on Ninth, it's 7355 South, 900 East, across from Hillcrest High School. Really easy to see, hot pink and black sign. You can't miss it. It doesn't say Salt City Skincare. It does say Nails on Ninth, but I am just right inside the door to the right.
Okay, cool. And then what is the best way for someone to book an appointment with you?
So booking an appointment, you can definitely go to saltcityskincare.com. There is a book now button on the website. It also shows all of my services. And Instagram is an easy one that you can book through. I have a button on there. I've also got links up in my bio that just kind of pop you where you need to go. And then, of course, I've got a Facebook page as well, Salt City Skincare.
Okay, so it's Salt City Skincare on all channels, right?
All things, yeah.
All right, that's awesome. And then as far as where people come from, I mean, do you see people come from all over the state? I mean, what does that look like?
So I've got, I think this person, I've got people from Orem that come up and see me. I've got people from North Salt Lake that come and see me. And then of course people right in the middle. I worked the longest in Holiday, so a lot of my clients are from the Holiday Cottonwood Heights area. So it's like a 4-minute drive from almost anywhere, 4 to 10-minute drive from almost anywhere. And then of course I've got a little bit north and south, but I feel like I'm pretty nuzzled right in the middle. So it's an easy shot to get to.
Yeah, it really is. It's perfect location. You've got great parking right out in the front there. And then if you're so inclined, you can go to Belgian Waffle and get yourself a big greasy waffle and some French fries right after.
You should do it before so that I can wash all the grease off of you.
Good point. Good point. So tell us, what does your sort of perfect client look like, so to speak? Like someone who makes the most sense for your type of business?
I think that it's someone that's just dedicated to wanting to better their skin. Honestly, I don't like my perfect client is just someone that has skin and wants to make sure that it's always in the tip top shape. I think that it's someone that is willing to do the work at home. It's kind of like me doing the work in the studio is like the big bang, but then you have to keep up with it at home or else you're going to lose the progress we're making in the studio. So it's one of those things. I have products that I recommend for retail. I've got a few skincare lines that I sell in studio ready for you. I can also ship them as well. I've done online consultations for people that need a little bit of direction as well. I've got a lot of people from Texas that order products from me because we've talked about their skin. They've trusted me with their skin, and it's just easy for me to help them out across state lines.
Yeah, that's perfect. What would you say is the most important thing for both men and women to do after they get a facial?
After getting a facial is definitely keeping up with that home care. I mean, try not to touch your skin right after a facial. People love to do it because they're like, oh my gosh, it's so soft. It's like, don't touch it. Yes, exactly. But I would say the most important thing is to make sure that you have a good home regimen so that we can keep up those benefits, keep up the glow that you've received from the facial at home.
Okay, perfect. And then for men, before they go in, what are some quick recommendations or some sort of prepping before they get a facial with you? What does that look like?
Yeah, for men, and women too, it's don't shave the morning of. So if you've got a beard, if you've got little hairs going on in the chin area, don't shave before because it can cause irritation. Like the day of, it can cause irritation. I want you to do that either a few days before or wait a few days after, because now you're exfoliated, your skin's kind of prepped and ready, depending on what kind of treatment we did. Like I'll definitely give you more in the treatment room, and we'll talk about what we did and what to do after those few days, because there's some things you don't want to touch your skin for like 5 to 7 days afterwards. So it really just depends on what we do in the treatment room.
Okay. Yeah, one of my biggest things is that after I freshly shave my head, I just love to just like sit there and just like
Yeah.
awesome. Well, this has definitely been really great. Am I missing anything regarding learning more about the business? What is there that I haven't touched on that we can share?
No, I mean, I think that we did really well. I mean, of course, I think the biggest thing to take away from it is that facials are more than just pampering and relaxing in a once a year type of thing. It's definitely to get the health of the skin, to age gracefully, and to be making sure that you're using the right products that are perfect for your skin, and customized to you.
Awesome. So as we move to a wrap up, Nicole, I need to ask you, what is either one of your favorite quotes or favorite songs
Oh.
or both?
So I will say that my favorite artist is Jewel. She has been my favorite since I was little. My dad would always play Jewel. I think that my favorite song of all time from her is Life Uncommon.
Nice.
Yep. So look that up, and that's a little bit of me.
That is awesome. Also, the style of music you played in your studio was I loved it. It was really cool because it was not your normal sort of like soothing. Well, I mean, it was soothing, but it wasn't like your typical like
Yeah.
massage studio kind of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely it's more chill. It's on an Apple playlist that they curate. It's just like chill music, chill radio or something like that, and it's just they update it every time so it doesn't stay stale, which is super important to me because I hear these songs all the time. But yeah, it's a little bit more upbeat, but still just really chill, real relaxing, nothing that's going to like shake you out of a relaxing moment. So I really love it.
Oh, so did I. I thought it was amazing, and it had like a sort of a soothing bass line to it, you know.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I think it was a slam dunk of a choice
Thank you.
because it made it a unique experience, not only from the facial, of course, that was my first time, so it was ultra unique,
Yes.
but also that music. It was very yeah. It was just sort of like like you were supposed to be there with that beat and everything. It was just awesome. So I just wanted to let you know I appreciated that, and I think that your clients probably all appreciate that, and all of your clients that will come to you will appreciate that.
Yes, I hope so.
Awesome. So is there anything else that you'd like to share with us? Anything about yourself or your business or anything else that we haven't touched on yet?
I think the biggest thing is wear your sunscreen.
All right.
Yeah.
What is it called? SPF?
Yep, SPF.
What SPF do you recommend?
Personally, I love from one of my lines the Skin Script. It's sheer. It melts kind of right into your skin, especially out here because we're so dry. It doesn't feel like it's just laying on top. But then another brand that I love is Super Goop, and you can find that at Ulta or Sephora. I just makeup SPF in your makeup is not enough. So if you're not putting SPF on before you're putting on your makeup, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, I need to get better at wearing it myself. I usually just wear a hat and I'm good.
Yeah.
But does it have that classic smell of
No,
sunscreen? Or?
that's the thing is that most sunscreen that you should be using daily doesn't straight up smell like the beach at all. It's usually unscented or just a very light scent.
Oh,
And it's usually there's different types of sunscreen, and that's a whole nother story. But yeah, it's usually pretty light, pretty unnoticeable.
interesting. There is something about that smell I like, though.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm on vacation for
I'm
5
on vacation.
seconds. Exactly.
Oh, well, this has been awesome, Nicole. I sincerely appreciate you dedicating some time to being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. Well, I'm going to put you back in the green room here for just a couple of moments while I wrap up the show, if that's all right with you.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Nicole Leader. Definitely reach out to her to get your facials done so you can look like me, so we can hang out in the Vogue video with Madonna. Just kidding. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in to episode number 59 of Always the Journey TV. Again, please feel free to subscribe. It's in one of the corners. Anyway, and then also like and throw us a comment. And if you have any questions, also put that in the comments. I will answer to the best of my ability, but if I don't have the answer, I know Nicole will. So anyway, thank you again for joining us, and you have an amazing rest of your week. And let's see if I can throw up our outro music on this. Much love.